Let's be honest. Does the dream of owning a home feel more impossible than ever? It seems like every headline is screaming about the housing crisis, with prices blasting off into the stratosphere. It leaves most of us on the ground, just wondering if we'll ever get a piece of the pie. You work hard, you save what you can, but it feels like the goalposts just keep moving, doesn't it? It's easy to think the whole game is rigged, designed to keep wealth in the hands of a few while the rest of us fight for scraps. The wealthy always seem to have the inside track, snapping up the best properties and leaving no clear path for anyone else to build real wealth. The frustration is real. It's that feeling of being left behind, priced out of the very foundation of financial security. But what if I told you there's an overlooked side door into the real estate market? A way to not only build your own wealth, but to actually create housing opportunities that didn't exist before. This is how I broke out of the rat race, and I did it by flipping raw land. Not too long ago, I was probably right where you are now. I was completely utterly obsessed with real estate. My days started with market updates and ended with late-night Zillow scrolling. My podcast feed was a who's who of property gurus, each one promising that a portfolio of rental houses was the only real path to financial freedom. I listened to every episode, read every book, and absorbed every blog post. I could talk for hours about cap rates, cash-on-cash returns, and the BRRRR method. I had all the head knowledge, convinced that if I just learned enough, the perfect deal would magically appear, and my journey to wealth would begin. I was waiting for the starting gun, but I was so deep in the research, I didn't realize I was just running in place. But theory is a comfortable place. Reality is a cold shower. Every time I actually tried to apply that knowledge, every time I ran the numbers on a real house, a duplex, or even a beat-up condo that needed a gut renovation, the math wasn't just bad, it was insulting. The gurus talked about the 1% rule, where a property's monthly rent should be 1% of its purchase price. In my market, and in most markets I could find, you'd be lucky to hit 0.5%. The down payments were staggering, often requiring tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars I simply didn't have. And even if I could scrape it together, the competition was a shark tank of all cash offers and bidding wars that drove prices into the stratosphere. The idea of taking on that much debt, of signing my life away for a mortgage on a place that would barely cash flow $100 a month if nothing broke, felt less like an investment and more like a trap. It was a high-stakes gamble where the house always seemed to win. I remember the breaking point vividly. There was this one house, a small, outdated but structurally sound single family in a decent neighborhood. It was the first one where the numbers were even remotely plausible. I spent a week doing my due diligence, talking to my lender, getting my hopes up. I put in a strong offer, $10,000 over asking, and even wrote one of those heartfelt letters to the seller. A day later, my agent called. "We lost," he said. "It went for $60,000 over asking, all cash, waived inspection." I just sat there, staring at my spreadsheet. I felt completely and utterly priced out. The dream I'd been sold by the podcast and the books was turning into a personal nightmare of spreadsheets and dead ends. The message was always, buy real estate or get left behind. But the system seemed designed to make sure I couldn't even get started. That rejection wasn't just about a house. It felt like a verdict on my financial future. I was angry, disillusioned, and honestly, pretty close to giving up entirely. I started to believe the narrative that my generation was just locked out, that the doors of opportunity had been slammed shut by institutional investors and soaring prices. I figured the game was over before I even got to play. And then, in that frustration, I did something different. Instead of searching for listings, I started searching for answers. I went down a rabbit hole of alternative investing, typing in desperate phrases like how to invest without massive debt and real estate for normal people. And that's when I stumbled onto something. It wasn't in a mainstream seminar or a New York Times bestseller. It was buried deep in a quiet corner of the internet, on an old, forgotten forum. It was a whisper in the deafening roar of the housing market. Raw, undeveloped land. At first, I was deeply skeptical. Land? What do you even do with it? My entire framework was built around houses, tenants, and rental income. Land had none of that. No tenants to call you about a leaky faucet, no rent checks to collect, no house to fix up or flip. It seemed boring, passive, almost too simple. But the more I dug through those old forum posts, the more I realized that boring was its superpower. The absence of a structure was the absence of problems. No renovations, no toilets, tenants, or termites. No roofs to replace, no foundations to fix, just dirt. The very thing everyone else was ignoring was the thing that made it so powerful. It was the opposite of everything I had been taught, and that's what made it so compelling. I started to see that land wasn't an absence of value. It was value in its purest form. It was the blank canvas. It was the one thing they aren't making any more of. And most importantly, It was an arena where I could actually compete. The competition was low, the prices were a fraction of what houses cost, and the process was something I could learn and master on my own, without needing a gatekeeper's permission. In that dirt, in that simple, overlooked asset, I saw an opportunity bigger and more accessible than anything I had ever imagined. I hadn't been priced out, I had just been looking in the wrong place. I had found my way in. So, why land? In a world completely obsessed with 4 walls and a roof, why should we turn our attention to the ground beneath our feet? The answer is simple, yet profound, because that's where all tangible value begins. It's the bedrock of our economy, our society, our very existence. And as the old saying goes, a saying that becomes more potent with each passing day. They aren't making any more of it. This isn't just a clever phrase, it's the single most important principle of supply and demand. In a world of infinite digital replication, land is defiantly, beautifully finite. It's the ultimate scarce resource, and that scarcity is the foundation of its enduring power. Think about it for a moment. Every single structure you see, every house, every office building, every sprawling shopping mall, every magnificent skyscraper that pierces the clouds, it all started as a simple patch of dirt. It is the most fundamental, most essential asset on the planet. Yet, it's almost completely ignored by 99% of aspiring investors. They've been conditioned to believe that real estate investing means houses, condos, and apartment buildings. They're all swimming in the same crowded, shark-infested pool, fighting tooth and nail over the exact same, limited inventory of houses. This creates a hyper-competitive environment, a red ocean where the slightest advantage is immediately copied and neutralized. And that, right there, is your edge. That is your blue ocean. While everyone else is caught in a frenzy, getting into brutal bidding wars, overpaying for properties, and dealing with nightmare tenants and shady contractors, you can operate in a space with radically less competition. The noise, the drama, the complexity of the housing market, you get to sidestep all of it. You're not just finding a different asset to invest in, you're choosing to play a different, smarter game entirely. The barrier to entry isn't just lower. In many cases, it's a completely different type of barrier that most people don't even know how to approach. Let's talk numbers, because this is where the opportunity becomes undeniable. The average down payment on a house in the U.S. can easily be $40,000, $50,000, even $60,000 or more. That requires years of saving, a pristine credit score, and a willingness to take on hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt from a bank. But with land, the game changes. You don't need a huge down payment or a perfect credit score for a bank loan. In fact, you don't need a bank at all. The vast majority of these deals are done with cash or through seller financing, a concept we'll dive into later. This means you can get into many of these deals with just a few $1,000s. We're talking about acquiring a valuable, tangible asset for less than the price of a used car. The reason for this low entry cost is simple: inefficiency. The land market is fragmented and opaque. Unlike the housing market, there's no centralized MLS for all land. Information is scattered across county websites, tax records, and obscure online forums. This creates incredible opportunities for those who know where and how to look. We find motivated sellers, people who inherited land they don't want, live out of state, or are behind on taxes. They see a liability, a yearly tax bill on a piece of dirt they never visit. We see an opportunity. We come in as a problem solver, offering them a fast, cash solution to liquidate an asset they no longer want or can afford. This is where the value is created. And let me be crystal clear. This isn't about buying a plot of land in the middle of nowhere and waiting 30 years for a city to magically grow around it. That's passive speculation, and it's a recipe for tying up your capital with no guarantee of a return. This is an active strategy. We are not passive speculators. We are deal creators. We are market makers. We find undervalued, overlooked parcels of land in the path of progress. We perform our due diligence, and we flip them for a significant profit, often in as little as 30 to 90 days. We create liquidity in a market that desperately needs it. By finding these forgotten lots and putting them into the hands of builders, developers, or individuals who want to build their dream home, we are unlocking the very first, essential piece of the housing puzzle. We are the starting point of the entire development chain, and that is an incredibly powerful and profitable place to be. So, you're ready to see the engine room, to understand the mechanics behind the success stories? Good. Because what I'm about to share isn't a collection of abstract theories or get-rich-quick platitudes. This isn't magic, and it's not luck. It's a repeatable, step-by-step system that anyone can learn. It's a framework designed to remove the guesswork, the emotion, and the analysis paralysis that stops so many people before they even start. This system is built on 3 foundational pillars. First, knowing precisely to look. Second, mastering to acquire properties at a deep discount. And third, learning to verify to protect your investment. Let's break it down, step by step. Step 1, market research and targeting. This is the strategic foundation of everything we do. Success starts with knowing where to look. We're not throwing darts at a map or buying land in the middle of nowhere. We surgically target what I call the path of progress. Imagine a major, growing city, a place with a hot job market, a vibrant culture, and more people moving in than out. Now, picture the pressure building in that city center. Prices rise, space shrinks. What happens next is predictable. People start looking outward. They want more space, a weekend escape, or a place to build a future home without the city price tag. This outward ripple of demand is the wave we're going to ride. Our sweet spot is typically in the rural or exurban counties about 1 to 2 hours outside that city's core. This is far enough to be affordable, but close enough to be desirable. We're looking for the intersection of value today and demand tomorrow. So how do you find these places? You become a data detective. You can use public data and real estate sites to see which counties are booming. Look at Census Bureau data for population trends. Check U-Haul's annual growth states report. It literally tells you where people are moving. Visit the websites of county economic development commissions to see if major new employers are coming to town. On sites like Zillow or land.com, you can track the days on market for land parcels. If that number is shrinking and prices are ticking up, you're looking at a hot market. We're positioning ourselves right in the path of that inevitable wave of expansion. Step 2. Finding the deals. Now for the part that truly separates amateurs from professionals. This is where the real money is made. You don't killer land deals on the multiple listing service, or MLS, you them. The best properties, the ones with the most profit potential, are almost never publicly listed for sale. We specialize in finding these off-market properties directly from motivated sellers. Who is a motivated seller? It's often someone who inherited land they have no connection to and don't want to manage. It could be someone who lives hundreds of miles away and is tired of paying property taxes on a vacant lot they never visit. Or it might be someone who has fallen behind on those taxes and sees the property as a liability, not an asset. To them, this piece of land is a headache, a problem. Our strategy is to be their solution. We get county public records, which are available to anyone to identify these owners. Then, we reach out directly with a simple, fair, all-cash offer. No realtors, no commissions, no lengthy negotiations. We make it incredibly easy for them to say yes. A check for a few $1,000s can be a welcome and immediate solution for a property they saw as a burden. Our goal is to acquire these properties at around 50 to 60% of their current retail market value. By buying right, we build in a massive profit margin from day one, giving us a powerful advantage before we even think about selling. Step 3. Due diligence, the 6 As. This step is absolutely, unequivocally critical. It is the firewall that protects your capital. It's how you make sure you're buying a gem, not a dud disguised as a bargain. Skipping this process is the #1 mistake new investors make. I've distilled my entire decade of experience into a simple, foolproof checklist I call the 6 As. Follow this, and you'll avoid 99% of potential problems. The first and most important, A, is access. Does the property have legal, physical access? In simple terms, does it touch a publicly maintained road? A parcel that you can't legally drive to what we call landlocked is nearly worthless, no matter how cheap it is. You must verify this on a county GIS map or a plat map. Don't just trust a line on Google Maps. You need to confirm it's a legal, deeded access point. Second, attributes. What is the physical nature of the land itself? Is it buildable and usable, or is it on the side of a cliff? Is it a beautiful meadow, or is it located in the middle of a swamp? We use incredible free tools like Google Earth and the FEMA flood map service to do a virtual tour from our computer. We check the topography for extreme slopes. We look for obvious red flags like flood zones, which can severely restrict or prevent building. You want to know exactly what you're buying before you own it. Third, affordability. This isn't about the purchase price. We already handled that. This is about hidden holding costs. Are there significant back taxes owed on the property? Are there exorbitant HOA or POA homeowners or property owners association fees? A quick call or visit to the county tax assessor's website will tell you about taxes. A title search or a check of the deed will reveal any HOAs. These costs must be factored into your total investment. A $5,000 property with $4,000 in back taxes isn't a good deal. The final 3 A's round out our checklist. The fourth is availability of utilities. How close are power lines? Is city water available, or will a well be needed? This determines the cost and feasibility for a future buyer to build. Fifth is acreage, or the size. We verify the acreage listed in the county records matches what the seller told us. And sixth is allowable use, which comes down to zoning. We check with the county planning and zoning department to confirm what the land can be used for. Is it zoned for residential, recreational, or agricultural use? Can someone actually build a house on it? It might sound like a lot of work, but it's really just a systematic checklist you can run through from your computer for any property in the country, ensuring you only buy A-grade assets. Step 4. Purchase and budgeting. Once due diligence is clear, you buy the property. Since many deals are just a few $1,000s, you can often buy them with cash, no banks required. You close the deal, usually with a title company, and the land is yours. Your budget is simple. Purchase price plus any closing costs or back taxes. That's it. I know that due diligence part can feel like the most intimidating step. To make it way easier, I've put together a free deal killer checklist that walks you through this exact process. It covers every single thing you need to check to make sure you're buying a winner. You can download it for free at the link in the description. Okay, you own a piece of land. Now what? How do you turn it into cash? We use two main strategies. The first is the fast nickel. This is when you want your money back quickly. The plan is simple. Buy low, sell low. If you bought a parcel for $10,000 that you know is worth $30,000, you don't list it for $30,000. You list it for $19,000. This makes your property the hottest deal in the county. Your phone will blow up with buyers who know a great deal when they see one. You sell it fast. Maybe make a quick $9,000 profit and roll that into the next deal. It's all about velocity. The second strategy is the slow dime. This is how you build passive income. Instead of a cash sale, you offer owner financing. You take that same $30,000 property and market it with a simple offer. $1,000 down and $350 a month. All of a sudden, people who could never get a traditional bank loan can now afford their own land. You create a note that pays you every single month with interest. You're not just making a profit, you're creating a cash-flowing asset. This is how you build real, sustainable wealth. This isn't just a theory. This strategy is working right now, all across the country. Let me tell you about some of the hotspots. The Southeast, we're talking Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee, is on fire. The rules are often friendly to investors, and land moves incredibly fast because of high demand for recreational land and future home sites. Texas is another goldmine, especially in the rings around Dallas-Fort Worth and Austin. Big companies are moving in, people are following, and they're all looking for land just outside the city. And then you have the Southwest, states like Arizona and Nevada. This is where modern land flipping was born, and there's still so much opportunity. In these areas, we're seeing people consistently find deals and turn them into profits between $9,000 and $30,000 per flip. Let's circle back to the housing crisis. Am I saying that flipping a 2-acre parcel in the countryside is going to solve the national housing shortage? Of course not. The problem is way more complex, tangled up in zoning laws, construction costs, and city planning. But what we're doing is still fundamental. We are taking dormant, forgotten land and putting it back into productive use. We are creating supply where there wasn't any. Every single parcel we flip is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for a family to build their dream home without being locked into a developer's vision. It's a chance for a small builder to get a lot and add one more home to the inventory. We are the first step. By making land accessible and affordable, we provide the raw materials for others to build solutions. It's a grassroots answer, working outside of the broken system. We're not waiting on politicians or corporations to fix things. We're creating opportunities, one plot at a time, and empowering ourselves and others in the process. The current system can feel like a walled garden with the gates locked tight, but you don't have to keep banging your head against that wall. Land flipping is the side entrance. It's a way to get into the real estate market on your own terms with less capital, less competition, and a much higher potential for profit. You can stop feeling priced out and start taking control. The path is right there. It's not about getting lucky. It's about following a proven system, looking where others don't, and having the guts to take action. This is your chance to stop being a spectator and finally become a player in the real estate game. The opportunity is real, the strategy works, and the time to start is now. If you're ready to stop dreaming and start building, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. I'm going to be breaking down every single step of this process in future videos. Like this video if you got some value, and let me know in the comments which hotspot you're most excited about. And don't forget to grab that free deal killer checklist from the description below. Let's get to work.